We're on, by the way.
Yeah.
It's been 10 seconds.
We're back.
I have nothing to say.
I guess we could talk about anything but this game.
Okay. Anything but this game. Ow. So it's been a solid...
Cutscene.
Cutscene. Oh my god. I don't care for the story. It's been like... Fuck, how long has it been?
Where am I? What is this place?
The last time we did anything was when me and Kevin showed up at the same time.
It's been 3 weeks.
Was badly all alone.
Last time was July 9th.
Against my dark powers.
Or wait, are you counting back to the last time it was just me and you?
That.
What's this?
So, last time we played games, and then
Finally ready to surrender to your
We banned
fate.
Banjo-Kazooie.
we beat Banjo-Kazooie.
You're not the true answer.
This is kind of loud. And we, I showed Steven this stupid thing room
Your
video.
sense is different.
2 of them, actually.
I forgot to watch the rest.
We could probably watch the rest later today.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
Your set just
Because I'm
that.
kind of not ready
It's
to
not darkness.
go back to Ace Attorney yet.
That and the fact that we don't have much
We
time
don't
today.
have much time. I'm seeing Barbie today on July 30th.
Unfortunately, he's not going full Barbenheimer since he's going to watch Oppenheimer on Friday.
That's Thursday.
Thursday.
But I'm seeing that in 70
Make you
millimeter
face the darkness.
IMAX. Only 19th years in the world playing it. My dad and I looked so fucking hard for like an hour to find good seats, and we finally found a decent time. It's at like 10:40 in the morning.
Yes.
And it's
The man whose races against nobodies.
Who
And
are
it's,
you?
and it's in like Dublin.
What do you want from me?
Wait, you're going off to fucking Scotland?
Dublin. No, Dublin, California.
Oh.
Why would I go to Scotland? I have no reason to move there. Now Ireland, that's a different story. I'd go there.
You are to meet nominee.
Because some part of my family has owns a hotel in
You
Ireland.
will know soon.
That's not a joke.
As a Mexican American, all I could say is all my family, other than like one uncle and his kids who live in Alabama, live in Mexico. Oh, and my aunt and her family who live here, like in Road City.
In between,
Well, Woodside actually.
in between the last just the 2 of us sessions, I went back to my mother's and get this, I wrapped up production on that god fucking damn Star Wars video, and then it got blocked. So I had to adjust it 9 times, and then it got blocked again. And then both Kevin and Steven came over at the same time. So I took a break from working on that. And then like a couple days after, I went back to my mom's and continued to work on that just to revise it. And I had to do it like another 9 times. I still got blocked. Another 9 times. I still got blocked. So I'm at like 21 now. Another 9 times. So I'm at 32 times. I got blocked.
I'm not shocked at all.
You know, I know Disney was like picky with their copyright, but dear God.
Picky ain't even the word for it, man.
Now as someone who's
They're draconian is what they are.
Now as someone who's experienced Disney's legal bullshit firsthand.
You can sympathize with every single YouTuber who's ever complained about Disney's bullshit.
Yeah. And also that every company that Disney said no to. For whatever reason. Whether it be like, hey, can we make a game based off this property?
No! And in fact, we're going to sue you!
Uh-huh. I know someone out there pitched like a Disney fighting game with, like way back in the day, but they said no. So yeah, eventually I was just about ready to give up, but I kept doing it out of sheer willpower.
And spite.
And spite.
Don't forget the spite.
And persistence.
But mostly the spite.
It's persistent. The hardest part And then eventually on revision 38, I won. And I put out the video.
This is like the one place in Riku's story they'll have more than one event room.
I beat the biggest entertainment conglomerate in the world. Fuck yeah. Take that, capitalism. I'm not gonna make any money off the video though, because it's a Final Fantasy song. But overall, that video came out on the 28th. I am going to get lynched because I said I liked The Last Jedi.
Arguably, you deserve it for even acknowledging Star Wars.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this was a video I wanted to make, and I made it. And now I never want to do something like that ever again.
Reasonably.
Because, dear God, that was 5 months of work, and I don't want to sit on my computer for, like, another 100 hours trying to, like, do it. Oh boy, every time I had to fucking revise it, it took like 10 minutes to revise, 30 minutes to export, and like 30 minutes to upload. I had to do that 38 times, so that's like 38 hours dedicated to just fucking revisions. I was about ready to shoot my brains out. And if you guys think I'm being over dramatic,
It's Disney.
it's Disney. I'm gonna kill a random rat somewhere out of spite. Out in the wild. And then eat it. And fill myself with eating it. Nah, I won't go that far. That video was hell to make. I never want to do another video let's say ever again.
Now, this is why I prefer Quentin Reviews as like title for those videos. Instead of calling them video essays, he calls them breakdowns. And it's perfect. Because as he's making the videos, he's having a breakdown.
I was only having to break down the post-production process. I would stay up until like 1 a.m. revising edits. At some point I started actually getting sick.
By the way, if anyone thinks that joke's even in any way funny, he himself made the joke.
I was stuck, and I thought I was making myself sick for making it because I was experiencing some sort of pain.
Turns out you just had food poisoning or something.
Or nausea, not good. But hey, that's done. I can.
In reality, you actually probably were feeling sickness out of the whole stress of it all, because stress can make you sick.
Yeah. The episode 9 segment in particular was like the hardest to get not blocked because it would always find one clip to block in that segment.
Which is weird, because it means that they're super fucking proud of that movie, which they shouldn't be.
Well, I've learned a lot. Namely, don't play a clip for more than 8 seconds.
Yeah, most YouTubers will tell you that much.
I tried blurring it out. That worked, but I didn't blur out everything enough. I tried mirroring the footage. That did not work. I tried putting a black and white 1920s filter over it. Did not work. So I had to blur it.
Make sure to give it a border and turn it all into one color. I've seen that being done for copyright bullshit.
And then I did a couple still images that zoom in. And then I was done and I vomited. I wrote
You know, your best bet might have been going, going full, like,
Dude, I just wanted to get the video. I just wanted to be done.
Doing what like a lot of YouTubers nowadays do, where they just stare into the camera and, like, have most of the video content be like themselves.
I was just by that point I just wanted to be done. I just wanted to get it out there. I I was so sick of working on it. It was literally all I did when I hopped on that computer for like the past month.
Your Majesty!
I haven't even had the chance to like play games on Steam for like the past week. Or like work on thumbnails for this channel because I just want to get that damn video done. Looking forward to making like a 5-minute video next time. But I don't want to edit for a while. I'm in so much pain. So much fun. But hey, so far, I got a comment saying it's a good video. So I made someone happy. And I did not say the Rise of Skywalker was a good movie, don't worry. Anyways, moving on from that bullshit. After that, I finally got a chance to sit down and play something through Steam and Xbox Series S. On Xbox, I've been playing this obscure indie game called Halo: The Master Chief Collection. I don't know if any of y'all have heard of it, but it's a pretty big series. Sorry. I'm getting into Halo. I suck at it. But it's fun.
I started that too, but me using my laptop for gaming is not very fun.
You see, I'm playing it on Xbox, and since that is part of the like, there's apparently a full list of games that sync Xbox and Steam achievements. I'm gonna get as many achievements as I can on Xbox, and then buy the game on Steam, and then watch the magic unfold.
Yeah. So instead, what I've been doing has been on my, well, literally just a few days ago, I decided to go ahead and start playing Spider-Man PS5 again.
How is that?
Pretty fun. Also, I started watching an anime called Oshinoko.
How is that?
So, the first episode made me cry. That happened. But more importantly, this is a weird show involving reincarnation and murder plots, all while also centering around the entertainment industry.
Oh boy.
It's great stuff. This is a story that very much kind of goes ahead and starts talking about the actual issues of the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
Specifically, like the way that it functions, and just how fucking insufferable fans are. And by insufferable, I mean literally murderous.
Yeah. So that...
No. Not yet. These rooms I haven't touched. And I'm gonna get past these ones when I have to go to up here.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna do all these for quick EXP. So if I get into a fight, I'm better prepared.
That. My sister came to me yesterday and was like, and she's a TikTok user, as some people know. And she was like, dude, Logan, Dane Roku is getting popular again on TikTok.
That sounds like the worst thing possible for the fandom. And
I'm like, oh no. And now I now I wish this house was a bunker.
Now you wish for what?
I wish this house was a bunker. The resurgence. Anyway, other than that, What else? Oh, I watched what was it? Castle in the Sky by Studio Ghibli. Pretty good.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And Disney is re-releasing a bunch of their older movies for their 100th anniversary, and I got to watch Toy Story. It holds up.
Your Majesty!
Except it's CJ.
Yeah, those humans they're not pretty.
You might classify them as nightmare fuel, really.
I mean, for the very first computer animated movie in history. But yeah, Disney is re-releasing 8 of their older movies, which will swap every 2 weeks in select theaters. So the first one they did was Pirates of the Caribbean: Curse of the Black Pearl, which I did not watch. They're currently playing Toy Story at the time of recording. Next up is Frozen.
Would that fucking movie really be considered a classic? Came out like a decade ago.
Yeah. After that is
I'm of the opinion that for it to be a classic, it needs to be at least 2.
2 decades.
Yeah.
Next up is the original Beauty and the Beast movie.
The reason I say 2 is because by the time you subtract all that life from me, I'm basically a little kid.
Yeah, well, there's other movies that are like less than a decade old here.
Like what?
Well, after Frozen, they're showing the original Beauty and the Beast, so if you want to see a 2D animated movie in theaters, this is your chance. After that, they're showing a movie that's also less than 2 decades old, but by barely. The Incredibles.
How old is Incredibles right now?
Came out in 2004.
No, that's basically on the mark.
After that, it's Coco from 2017.
Okay, no, that definitely doesn't deserve to be considered. Like, I love Coco, but it does not deserve the title of classic just yet.
After that is the original Lion King. And lastly is Moana from 2016.
Yeah, I can tell. These movies don't classify as classics. They're not old enough to. They barely classify as actual movies. I'm lying. They very much classify as movies. But they barely classify as old enough to be even re-released.
If you want to see Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
In fact, back when they did these whole like re-releases all the time, like in actual theaters, it usually be for what was it? Oh yeah, movies that had been old enough that they were getting re-released because it'd been a decade or 2, like anniversaries. Half of those movies basically don't deserve an anniversary yet. They're not old enough to deserve one.
Well, they were like, okay, this is the 100th anniversary discovery. Let's pick our most iconic movies.
Trust me, I can name way more iconic movies than Moana or Coco.
Where the fuck is Monsters, Inc.?
Heck, Toy Story didn't even deserve to be on there. Toy Story 2 is better.
I do agree with that, but Toy Story is kind of more sort of significant because it was the first CGI movie.
Yeah, that's fair.
If it were up to me, I would have thrown 2 in there. Other than that, there was also the New Year's showing, which they showed all 3 out of 4.
So, out of the only 2D movie there was...
There's 2.
Which ones?
The original Beauty and the Beast, which also played on New Year's Day, which I saw, and the original Lion King, which I had to walk out of because of timing.
So we're just gonna ignore that, like, there's certain movies that probably definitely deserve to be there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, Sleeping Beauty.
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Why wasn't that there? You know, Disney's first animated movie.
The reason I bring up Sleeping Beauty is that it was literally like the last magnum opus of Walt Disney before he died.
Cinderella, that's where the castle comes from. I don't know, fucking... what's it called?
I'm rebuilding this room. This room fucking is terrible.
Fuck, what came out? The original Little Mermaid, well, I guess the remake's playing, so that would be confusing.
Also, it would cut on the idea that like the remake is a worthwhile movie because put next to the original, it's clear which one's better.
And also, when I saw the New Year's thing, they also played the original Aladdin, and I got to see that, and that's all I really went there for.
Look, there's a bunch of movies from the Renaissance era and even the classic era that weren't acknowledged that very much deserve it more than movies that had come out less than a decade ago.
Mulan, Emperor's New Groove, I guess.
No, I feel like that one's more nostalgic than an actually classic would be.
Chicken Little, I would have taken that over. I'm joking.
No.
Fucking Finding Nemo, I guess. The original Cars. I'm just throwing stuff out there. Just throw out the Simpsons movie because fuck it.
Again, it has to be at least like around 2 decades old. I wouldn't touch most of the Pixar films.
A Bug's Life.
I acknowledged Toy Story 2 because it was literally like the second, third movie they made.
A Bug's Life. Even though I don't think they really want to acknowledge that movie.
I don't want to acknowledge it.
I don't want to either. Oh, Hercules. Why wasn't that re-released?
Most people view Hercules as a bit of a disappointment. Again, I was trying to touch on like actually culturally significant for Disney, which is why I brought up like Sleeping Beauty, like I mentioned, last magnum opus of Walt Disney himself.
They should have thrown in Cinderella. Damn it.
In fact, for the 100 Years thing, they really should have been mostly touching on the classic era. People are like slowly but surely been forgetting what the original movies are like anyways.
That's their intention. They want to people to forget, and then when the live action comes out, they'll be like, I remember. They go and see it.
It's stupid.
Indeed, stupid. There's no other way to describe it.
Heck, if we were just going by like most critically adored, Frozen almost certainly wouldn't be there because everyone's basically found issues with it for the last few years.
Yeah. Also, it's not a good movie.
Heck, if we really wanted for like cultural significance here, and I was going to be putting a 3D like Disney movie, I would not put Frozen. I would put Tangled.
Yeah.
Or heck, Princess of the Frog, last 2D movie like from Disney ever.
Winnie the Pooh.
Does that one really count? Does it? Feels more like a collection of shorts.
Fair. I guess if you really want to get technical, then the Bob's Burgers movie, because that was under Disney.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like Walt Disney Animation.
I know. Well, in terms of...
Look, I get it. These movies are really well loved, especially like among the younger generation. Heck, like I mentioned, I love Coco, one of my favorite Disney movies. But at the end of the day, I have to acknowledge, no, it really doesn't deserve the title classic yet because it's still so brand new. Heck, its existence in general is kind of like a thing where it shows it's one of those things where it's meant to be there to just show just how fucking thin-skinned Disney is. Because is it really that surprising that a movie that like touches on Mexican and Day of the Dead culture comes out almost like a year or two later after a movie that had already done that came out?
What was Book of Life? Book of Life?
Yeah, Book of Life. To the point where Disney tried to trademark the Day of the Dead as a thing.
That was dumb. Book of Life, the 2014 3D computer animation. How ironic. Book of Life was a 20th Century Fox movie.
No.
Now Disney owns both. How funny.
Like I mentioned, it was big. Its announcement happened damn near like immediately after that movie had come out.
Yeah.
Or not immediately, but like around the time it was like about to start coming out. Because I remember like hearing about Coco around the time Book of Life had come out. Because I love Book of Life, so I went to watch it. But Coco, even though no matter how much I like it, it'll always kind of have the rub of like Disney trying to outdo its competitors, so they just go ahead and touch on the same like subject that they were doing. They just changed it enough that like you can't really look at it that way anymore.
So much for being...
Because, you know, you're able to ignore its original context.
So much for Coco and Book of Life being competitors anymore.
In general, I try not to think of like animation as competitors. Animation is a subject that I have a lot of like love for. So I try to give like the benefit of the doubt to just about anything when it comes to animation. But sometimes it's really easy to like notice that they're doing it specifically for certain reasons.
I was making a joke about how Disney is now.
Yeah, I don't really care about that. Like it's gonna happen because that's what happens when you like buy up one of like the most like biggest companies in the world.
It was literally a month after Coco came out, even. Yeah. Oh. And that I've been gaming on my PC as well. Been playing. I started playing this game called Celeste.
I've heard nothing but good things about it.
Let's just say it is a very common game that definitely won't frustrate you in the slightest.
I've heard that it's ridiculously hard.
It's ridiculously hard. Trial and error, I've died over 200 times. But it's pretty good, pretty good. I'm enjoying it. Even if it is kind of infuriating, and I may be going insane through it.
Is it weird to know that Celeste would never have existed if it weren't for the Ouya?
I did not know that, and now I don't know how to feel.
Wanna know how?
How?
Okay. So do you remember, I don't remember which YouTuber made this video, but it was a video talking about, it started talking about the Ouya.
Yeah.
And it brought up how, one of its best games only had, 7,000 downloads. And the second it got off the Ouya, it did significantly better.
Wasn't Celeste?
No. But it was created by the same person who did Celeste.
Ah.
So they got their start off of that.
And it's weird to think about. That's actually really weird to think about. I don't know how to feel about that. I'm playing it with a controller and it's still pretty hard. I'm on the 3rd chapter. I don't know how long it is. And I have 2 hours logged into it. Damn it. I'm like, okay, this game is really hard, maybe I should give up, but every time I get to the goal, it's always so fucking satisfying. Trial and error. I'll still never beat a Dark Souls game.
You're not Kevin who goes ahead and plays New Game Pluses on Dark Souls.
If I were to do New Game Plus on anything,
No, you don't get it. For New Game Pluses on Dark Souls make the game harder.
Yeah. If I were to play Dark Souls, I'd just beat the story and then hold off on it for a year or 2. And then maybe go back to it. forgot everybody once we Switch came out.
If you think anyone remembers that, you're fucking dead wrong. Trust me on that.
I've been playing some Payday 2 on Steam. I have 9 achievements out of 1,328. That is a stupidly high number. Rivals of Ether continues to be the stupidest game ever made. And speaking of fighting games, this little fighting game got announced called Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2. It's finally official.
Saw Vlad Plasmius on the cover.
Yeah, he's going to be the main. It's going to have a story mode this time. And he's going to be the main villain, but we don't know if he's going to be like playable. So far, and from the looks of it, it actually looks like better than the first one. Which I know some will say, that's not saying much. But you know, the first game was surprisingly decent. But not great. It was flawed, but... yeah. Mainly, this game has a campaign now, with roguelike mechanics, mini-games, new arcade mode, boss rush, and more. All characters now have Final Smash-like abilities. You can grab people, shield, roll. All the movesets have been fucking redesigned. Voice acting's in the game from the get-go this time. You can play as Squidward. And that's the best part. And also there's crossplay. And costumes. And they already confirmed DLC.
I care more, but not gonna lie. My ability to care about Nickelodeon right now is like in a weird position. On one hand, from what I've heard, the new Danny Phantom graphic novel that just recently come out is pretty damn good. On the other hand, I had to take care of my sister last night, and part of that involved having to watch SpongeBob episodes.
And that's suffering?
It was not great.
So far we got 4 new characters confirmed. We got Squidward, finally. We got Jimmy Neutron after his dad made it before. We got Raphael and Donatello from Ninja Turtles. After finally completing the form.
Yeah, I can see why the second game looks better. Its roster feels a lot more complete.
I mean, the first game, as I said, it's decent, but it had like no budget. The animations were like janky. There was no voice acting. There was no content. Apart from fight, arcade mode, online. And even then the servers were broken. It did not kill Smash Brothers, contrary to popular belief and expectations.
And desires to see the Smash community fucking die.
Yeah. And now this game has voice acting, more characters, a story mode.
Still not gonna kill Smash Brothers though.
Still not gonna kill Smash Brothers. They're still not gonna add Timmy Turner, unfortunately. I hope they do, but I doubt it.
I can understand.
Yeah.
No one wants to acknowledge it.
Aren't they rebooting it again?
Yeah.
But I mean, they have more of a budget this time, and they've already confirmed 4 DLC fighters. Sure, $50 game, by the way.
Kind of annoying that, like...
I'm not paying full price for it. I'll pick it up on sale, but $50 is too much. Yeah, it seems like it's another Nick Kart Racer scenario where all those games, they just keep getting better and better. And speaking of kart racing, publisher behind that, Game Mill Entertainment, has announced a new kart racer, but not Nickelodeon. It's with DreamWorks characters. This is the first time Shrek appears in something since forever ago.
Okay. It's asking for a bunch of really high
Yeah.
ones. I don't want to have to waste all of my fucking cards on a dead end.
We're doing DreamWorks All-Star Racing this year, featuring Shrek, Donkey, Poe,
Will Smith fish.
Will Smith. Actually, no, it's not in.
I was beginning to.
No, I want him to be in. Metamine's in. How to Train Your Dragon guy.
Hiccup.
And Astrid. I hope his car is just toothless. If it's not if toothless is not a car, I'm not buying.
It doesn't frighten you anymore. How can you
Boss
tell
Baby.
yourself?
Fucking
Because
guy
I'm
controls.
No, I'm
The wolf from the bad guys.
I'm me, he says. Must
And
be
Puss in
nice
Boots, of course.
being real. Fake like me. Could never get away
And also,
with
Trolls
that.
is getting a standalone game
That's
for
right,
some reason.
I'm a phone. A fake. The way I
And,
look, the way I feel,
Big
everything
Monkey
I
Game, they
remember.
made King Kong.
And even this newfound power.
And, they're also putting out a Last Airbender game.
Finding some
Well,
new
Quest for
strengths.
Peace, I think.
I could finally be someone who's not at all you. But nothing changes. I'm still just empty. Everything about me is borrowed.
And would they really want to
As long
acknowledge
as you're
Undertale?
around, I'll never be
Would they really want to acknowledge Undertale?
No, I perfectly expected them to not acknowledge it.
Exactly.
Then they have to acknowledge Angelina Jolie fish.
That's true. And Robert De Niro's shark. Martin's... Whatever that
Scorsese.
Scorsese's pufferfish. Whoever played the prostitute fish. The octopus guy. We know too much about this one. If you pre-ordered the deluxe edition, you will get 2 exclusive characters: Master Oodway from Kung Fu Panda and the Wolf from Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Kiku, Fiona, Red. Coming to Xbox Series X, Xbox One, PS4, PS5, Nintendo Switch, and Steam. For $40.
Damn. It really does feel like back in the day when they released every licensed game on fucking everything, even though releasing a game on literally everything was usually a sign that it was kind of that at least on some versions it was going to be terrible.
Well, we're in the new era of licensed games. Thanks to our good friends at Game Mill Entertainment. This video is not sponsored, but I wouldn't mind a sponsorship. Please hit me up. Now, I do wonder if they'll bring back Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl for the Genesis tournament I went to. Yeah. Welcome. And then something else happened in between all our gaming and our movie watchings. Mainly, we finally put the uneven in uneven buddies. Because people complain, there's only 2 of you in a video, that's an even number. So I'm like, okay. We had 3 people in here.
Pretty sure I made that joke already.
Yeah, you did. Jonathan quit because he actually straight. And then, and I'm still laughing at the idea that we perfectly replicated the Mario Party placements. Downright the Kevin winning with 5 stars. Call it fate, but I don't know. Ugh. Yeah.
Yeah, I should definitely.
Oh, you know, I was thinking of what DreamWorks movie also came out, and then I realized I was thinking of Madagascar. So where the fuck is King Julian?
Pretty sure they would have given it to penguins, actually.
Actually, yeah, that's true. Where the fuck is Skipper? No, put all the penguins as a single character.
So, like,
Apart
Mortal. No, was it Mortal Kombat or was it Injustice?
Injustice, and this is a kart
Guaranteed.
racer. This is a kart racer. The DreamWorks.
Oh.
People are like, you should add Penguins of Madagascar and Kung Fu Panda Po into Nickelodeon All Stars because their series aired on Nickelodeon. And I'm like, do you guys not know that Nick doesn't own those shows? And again, nobody knows what the hell copyright is, so fair enough. Yeah, the three of us gamed. I kind of felt like passing out from hate. It took us.
And then we spent the last part of our time here
watching South Park. I can't believe it took us that long to make a Mario Kart video. Somebody asked, why didn't you do all 4? 1, Jonathan died. Well, he
as always.
He's in Mexico. He was in Mexico, I'm pretty sure he's back now. 2, the weather. It was all about the weather. As Steven pointed out to me, like, the more people that are in here, the quicker, like, keeps up. And, if we did all 4 of us in here on a hot summer day, then we might as well be Death Valley at this point. Other than that stuff, we had our gaming, and then we watched our South Parks because it was airing on something called cable television, something you guys don't know because you're young.
Kevin basically had to be told that yes, modern day South Park is different.
Yeah, so they were airing 2 episodes from season 3, and I guess because we missed the first one, it was 2 of the Meteor Shower trilogy from '99, post movie. By like a couple weeks, and then after that, I booted up Max Can we play the AI episode, because that's the hot discussion right now, and
This
it's
is probably all fake.
Dad wanted to actually watch like the Spring Break episode.
What do you feel?
glorious. Yeah.
What happens when the fake dies? Unlike me,
And people are saying, "Oh, older South Park is shit." Now this was funny as hell.
it'll go
It's good. Is it better than current South Park? No.
to the same place as mine.
To be fair, when they say older South Park is shit, they're usually talking about season 1 and 2.
Faithful
I mean, yeah.
until the very end.
They have their moments.
And Matt and Trey 100% believe that statement too.
Okay.
But they have their
Actually, they're probably the biggest proponents of early South Park is terrible.
I mean, they have their moments, and they're pretty good. Is it better than modern South Park? No. But I think they're pretty good. Most of them. Cool.
It's surprising how I'm incapable of dodging the helm split attack.
Yeah.
But Dark Aura, that one attack that like pretty sure ruined a bunch of your attempts to beat Riku back in Kingdom Hearts 1. You know, the one where he's like,
Yes.
I was able to like completely dodge that again.
Yeah. Well, I will only go back and actually beat Kingdom Hearts 1 if it comes. Only if it comes to Steam, so I can fucking mod it, so I can enable Neverland flying literally anywhere and just spam fire. And also just have it so MP, so all the magic costs 0 MP, so I can just spam fire to win the entire game.
Except for enemies that absorb fire.
Except for that. Then I'll spam thunder.
What about enemies that are immune magic?
Then I'll spam the A button. Because I use an Xbox controller on PC. And that's max speed Xbox on PlayStation. Wow. Other than that,
At this point, I've looked into it, and it really doesn't matter what level I'm at because in general, my level is fine for the final boss.
yeah. My sister is being cured from the Family Guy funny moments syndrome. She is watching a show called Bob's Burgers now,
Much better show.
which I've watched. It is better. And she keeps asking me, how long till the movie? And I'm like, between season 12 and 13. She's like, damn it.
Oh, speaking of adult animated shows, what do you think of the first episode of the new Futurama?
I didn't watch it.
Oh, I have.
I did read the Rotten Tomatoes consensus on it, and it literally says, shut up and take our money.
Yeah. It's a good episode. Like, in terms of premieres for runs of Futurama,
Yeah.
it beats out both Revival and Bender's Big Score, according to most people.
I've never seen Futurama, so I wouldn't know what you're talking about.
If there's an adult animated series I'd ever recommend, it's Futurama.
Maybe.
Like, for instance, the next episode revolves around a plot that was like left hanging back in 2003.
Jeez.
Yeah, you want to know why it's interesting?
Why?
Because it involved like these two characters named Amy and Kif, who were in a relationship by this point in the show.
Yeah.
And they had kids. Well, specifically, Kif had kids. He's like a frogman
Yeah.
and an alien. And what he had to do was basically release his tadpoles, and they'd be going to the swamp. And it stated that they'd be there for 20 years. Well, now that we've hit the 2023 mark, which would have been, in reality, it's been like, it's off by like a couple months.
Yeah.
But in general, they hit the general ballpark for the year that it would have happened. So they decided, hey, let's follow that one back up. We said it'd take 20 years. It's been 20 years. Because Futurama tends. So you know that joke about like how Rick and Morty's super smart and like it goes out of its way to do everything so intelligently when it comes to the mathematics and all that. Futurama does that, but it doesn't make a huge joke out of it all.
I see.
Sure, the Comedy Central run's probably not as good as the original run, but at the same time, every time they reached a finale, it got canceled like 3 times.
Yeah.
The finale is generally agreed to have done really well. The minor exception being Into the Wild Green Yonder, but that's because of the fact that, like, Into the Wild Green Yonder was a movie, so people are like, it feels a bit off. But, and also the next run immediately, like, destroyed it all.
Yeah.
Like, what was built up on that? Because, yeah. Some of the resolution from Into the Wild Green Yonder doesn't stick for a few seasons. Basically, back during Into the Wild Green Yonder, they decided that they'd have Fry and Leela finally hook up. Like, because they admit their love for each other. Then in the next run over, which is the Comedy Central run, they backtrack on it because they want to like do the whole will they won't they thing again.
Yeah.
And people were really not happy about this because come on, how long can he drag this shit out? And it wasn't until like the last season that they finally decided that yes, they're gonna actually be a couple, and they'll start writing them like an actual couple.
What network did it start out on originally?
Huh?
What network did it start out on originally?
Fox.
And then it went to Comedy Central?
Yeah.
And then it went to Hulu?
Yeah.
I see. And Adult Swim only did reruns?
Yeah.
I think it still does.
Yeah.
But probably not much longer.
No. Hulu is usually okay with having its shows appear on TV.
I mean, like, reruns are going to get pulled from Adult Swim one day.
Maybe. But, like...
That's what famously happened to Family Guy in 2021. The last episode that aired on Adult Swim was Stewie getting pregnant with Brian's children. What a way to bow out. Yeah, I don't want to think about that one. From what I hear, they're also losing Bob's Burgers sometime this year, but they're going to keep American Dad because TBS holds the broadcast rights, and that's a sister network to Adult Swim.
I'm just going to use these things to like just not have to fight anymore. I'm so done.
I also heard Archer is ending.
I'm not shocked. They've been talking about ending that show for a while. The second Archer actually the second I find free time, I'm probably gonna go rewatch the episodes I haven't watched yet. Because I'm actually a fairly big Archer fan.
Yeah. I said this before, but literally all I've seen is Archer is that one bit they did at the beginning of, I forget which season it was, but he thinks he's Bob Belcher, and
he spends basically that entire episode thinking that he's Bob Belcher.
Yeah, because they share the same voice actor.
Yeah. It's not just that he thinks it. He's replaced Bob. Like, the characters that are like Linda and the kids, those are the actual characters.
Yeah.
They even acknowledge that at one point Bob has apparently gone missing, and this new Bob replaced him, and now this Bob's also going missing.
Yeah.
Dark.
I remember seeing a comment somewhere. It was like, Archer sounds like an angry Bob, and someone responds to that saying, "No, Bob sounds like a depressed Archer."
They're both wrong. They both sound like the devil. If you don't get that reference, you definitely
I
don't.
do get that reference.
Do you?
Yes.
Which is...
I forget the exact it's like Daughter of the Devil or something.
Okay, so yeah, Lucy's the Daughter of the Devil was a show on Adult Swim.
Yeah.
It is hilarious how, even after all these years, I'm still able to remember that it exists.
I mean, I remember.
The last time I even saw a reference in anything was in an episode of Archer. When Archer himself brought it up during a mission where they were going to the Vatican to protect the Pope.
Well then, other than that,
Funnily enough, you want to know, what are the major plot points for Lucy is?
what?
The fact that she's in love with the reincarnation of Jesus, who's a DJ.
Okay.
Meanwhile, fucking Satan goes around in like a Cosby sweater and everything, which hilarious because it's meant to show that that on some level he's changed, but nowadays it really shows just how evil he is. Oh man, people's perception of Bill Cosby really did ruin a lot of media, like in between the 80s and the 2000s.
And that, I had to see even wake up for a new Ellis Mark ranking just dropped.
I watched it. I wasn't shocked because, well, he basically found out after I'd already watched the entire video that yes, growing up, I was a fairly big Fairly Odd Parents fan, like an actual fan who had legitimate opinions.
I grew up with that show and it was like one of only 2 Nickelodeon shows I watched. The other was SpongeBob. I was more of a Cartoon Network Boomerang kid.
You know, you'd think I'd be just a Cartoon Network kid, because I was, but I actually shopped around for every network for my cartoons. Basically, when something was on that I didn't want to watch, I immediately switched the channel. But I grew up watching shows on all 3 networks. I love shows like Fairly Odd Parents and Danny Phantom on Nickelodeon. On Cartoon Network, I loved just about everything that wasn't CN Real. And on Disney, I loved shows like American Dragon Jake Long. I want to say Gravity Falls, but even though that started at my 12-year-olds, when I was 12, funnily enough, I guess I can't bring it up, because even though it went on until I was like 16 because of the hiatus shit, Gravity Falls was like the one thing I was willing to actually pull up on the TV.
The only Disney show, or Disney animated show I really paid attention to was this funny show called Phineas and Ferb.
Also, I really loved like Kim Possible, Phineas and Ferb, and Lilo and Stitch. There's basically out of the 3 networks, I watched a good chunk of the shows. Invader Sim and My Life as a Teenage Robot were also shows I liked on Nick.
And then Steven was texting me incredibly detailed
like opinions that I'd rather not have be brought up here.
Fairly Odd Parents. That he was like, I put way too much thought about this, and I was like, I've known you for 6 years. I've come to expect that from you.
Yeah.
And yes, it has been 6 years, and that scares me because it's not
like the specific opinions on that. I kind of don't want to have to like have it being brought up unless it actually comes into conversation. Because outside of that, it feels like it's really fucking out of nowhere.
The only opinions I'll be sharing here is that season 9 and 10 don't exist. Don't ask me.
I'd cut it like at season 8.
Season 8 is okay.
I'm of the opinion that I made the perfect decision in cutting Fairly Odd Parents out of my life around season 7.
I stopped after the intrusive dawn. Because he was a dog.
The only reason I remember that I watched season 7 is because I still have bad memories of that one Timmy family member from that, like, old world country. You know, the one with the weird eyes? From Yak something or something?
Yeah, whatever. The one with all the turnips.
Yeah. I remember that episode because it's like, in my head, it feels like one of those things that like really cemented to me that the Fairly Odd Parents that I liked was dead.
And a lot of the jokes.
Basically, my decision making was done after I saw Wishology and saw that like, okay, so this show was basically peaked, and I'd rather not have to deal with this anymore now that I see that most of these episodes are terrible.
They are. Fuck, what was I gonna
Yeah, I really did like Wishology growing up.
So
I still remember like the premieres
I
and stuff
watched
like
the
that.
premieres live, and I was like, oh my
Yeah,
god,
same.
what's the next part? Ah! They did like over the course of
Like I remember things like seeing not only Sozin's Comet Live, but I remember how much they fucking hyped up the Day of the Black Sun for Avatar. I saw Phantom Planet Live. I basically like when it came to events, I got for TV, I could still mostly remember.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of jokes in the show that really have not aged the best.
Most of the
Asian stereotypes and
it's weird. It's weird that both Butch and Dan have so much things against Asians.
And a lot of
all the gross out humor is god awful.
A lot of jokes can be interpreted as homophobic these days, or transphobic.
Interpreted? Pretty sure they are.
Yeah.
Have you seen Butch? That motherfucker is crazy.
I have. Now, actually, I can't make that joke. I'll get arrested. But other than that, other than SpongeBob and Fairly Odd Parents, I did not really watch a lot of Nickelodeon. You see, Phineas and Ferb was more to smart kids, like me. Me and my triple-digit IQ I have.
I actually did watch Nickelodeon quite a bit.
I did not.
And also, why when Clinton Reviews was doing his thing, I was perfectly able to call the fact that by the end of the iCarly series, he would not like it,
yeah.
And by the end of Victorious, he'd be like wondering why the show didn't get a proper finale.
I did not care for Avatar. Good shocker.
I see.
So maybe
I did a lot.
Maybe I'll go back and watch it one day.
Nothing.
I
did not care for Legend of Korra.
I did not care for Rugrats, although I did watch the movie in school one day.
Both of them. I've watched both the movies.
There's 3 movies.
Yeah.
What have you done?
Oh yeah, that one that introduced Dill.
Well, there's the original, there's the Paris one, where it proves that French people are real, I guess.
Yeah.
And there's the one that was a crossover with the Wild Thornberrys.
Yeah, I remember those two, but not the Dill one. That one I watched the least.
The crossover one was originally supposed to be a TV special. Cameron was like, hey, how about you put it in the theater?
I need to. No one's messed with that.
It bombed. I did not care for basically anything that was SpongeBob and Fairly Odd Parents, honestly.
And in that darkness is
Cartoon Network, now that's where the shit was at. I was not allowed to watch Powerpuff Girls because it was too violent.
but eventually he'll wake.
And I don't know what that they were on.
Just like
Okay.
he did before.
As a child, one of my favorite VHSs was one of the episode
My powers.
where the Powerpuff Girls fought the mime.
That way.
That was
Hanson could never
like a memory that I remember
Yeah.
vividly.
To me, if I let you do
I watched,
I forget.
And before you ask, yes, in the early 2000s, before like not rich families still had VHSs.
The darkness in me.
Um,
Tight just like your memory.
Rich. I was a big fan of Dexter's Laboratory growing up. What other Cartoon Network shows were there?
Honestly, Dexter's was
Please choose.
never my favorite, like cartoon.
Well, I was a big fan of it.
Yeah.
Trying to remember what else there was.
The thing is, when I was growing up, they mostly play the episodes from like the later seasons.
My mom hated Cow and Chicken, so she didn't let me watch it.
I didn't care for Cow and Chicken either, and so I just willingly never watched it.
I only watched Ben 10 with cousins because I only really know the plot words.
I love Ben 10. I still do.
I only know the plot of from Ultimate Alien. I think it was like one character becomes evil.
I told you to take care of Kyrie.
Because we rented the DVD with those episodes, and then after that we rented with Wing 2.
Ben is a show where like you're gonna have to watch the vast majority of it to understand because it's fairly serialized.
I'm ready.
I was a big fan of Teen Titans 2003.
If that happens,
Yeah.
I'm still.
I remember that anytime Trouble in Tokyo came on TV, I would go out of my way to watch it.
Yeah.
why do I get
Raven's best girl looking at me.
No, you're right.
I also really like Jinx, but that's something else.
Because
Okay.
you're the one who
Season 6 never, by the way.
So that's the reason. That's why you came to my rescue.
Weirdly enough, even though I'm a huge Raven fan,
In the form
I could
of-
never stand Beast Boy.
when you
Really.
Like, he has his moments that I like him,
You and Kyrie.
but I always viewed him as way too annoying. Which is weird, because a lot of characters with a lot of his character traits
Look after Sora.
never got into my nerves.
Yeah.
And before people ask us to say it's a shipping thing, or like I put myself into my feelings towards Raven like in the way of my enjoyment of the show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. Growing up, when I disliked Beast Boy, I actually didn't even know that the main ship for Raven was Beast Boy. In fact, I was always more of the opinion that like thanks to how much I loved the season 4 episodes, you know, the ones revolving around
Yeah.
Trigon, that if they were ever going to build Raven up for a relationship, it was going to be with Robin. Because she spent so much of that season like leaning on him as emotional support.
Yeah.
And since at the time I didn't care to look into the internet much, again, shocker, this was around the time I was spending all my time on the TV. And I had no knowledge of the Teen Titans comics. I never even realized that they were hinting at the possibility of like Raven and Beast Boy as a thing. I just didn't like Beast Boy because I just didn't find him funny.
I see.
And his character trait was mostly I'm the comedian, I'm the funny one. So, in my opinion, if you make a funny character and he's not funny, well, he's not funny, so he gets real fucking annoying.
Yeah. And then Teen Titans Go happened.
Funnily enough, that kind of cemented the fact that, yeah, Beast Boy sucks. Even though at the time of Teen Titans Go, I matured to the point where I was able to look back at these episodes and realize I did like my apathy towards Beast Boy was purely out of the fact that I just didn't find him funny. But outside of those moments, he was actually a perfectly fine character.
And you know, I had a memory unlocked as I was thinking about this. It's like, I remember back in 2013, when I was 11 years old, a young little idiot, I was watching the television on Cartoon Network, and I saw an advertisement for Teen Titans Go before the series premiered, and I didn't think too much of it then. But then I woke up the next day and I was like, and I went to my sister or my mother and was like, dude, I had this really weird. Hi. Good. I just went to one of them and I was like, dude, I had this really weird dream last night where they're like bringing back Teen Titans, except everything's all like tinier and weird and it has a different art style or something. And I genuinely thought that was just some sort of dream I had. And then I saw the exact same ad on the TV later, a couple days later, and I was like, that wasn't a dream?
I would have described it more as a nightmare, but that's just me. Sorry, I know people respect Teen Titans Go, and I do have more respect for it nowadays. But I'm never going to like that show.
Yeah.
Just straight up, I'm never going. It's not meant for me. There's a reason why I don't look at it, I don't watch it, I don't talk about it, and it's because I'm never going to be able to let go of 2003 Teen Titans.
Yeah.
So for me, it's just best if I don't even like acknowledge its existence.
You see, if they gave Teen Titans 03 a proper conclusion, then maybe that hate wouldn't be that bad.
Especially because we know for a fact Season 6 would have been Starfire season.
Yeah. But yeah, I genuinely thought that the existence of Teen Titans Go was just a horrible nightmare I had, but I was disproven within the next couple of days, and I was like,
What?
uh-oh. And we watched the premiere live, like the series premiere, and after like 5 minutes, I clearly remember I walked into my bedroom and just shut the door.
You know, funnily enough, going back to that whole Teen Titans thing,
Yeah.
like the Teen Titans Go thing specifically, about how like it's cemented towards me that I'm probably never going to like truly like Beast Boy as a character.
Yeah.
It actually did something even worse than that. It basically made my opinion of Cyborg go low, like, it went, like, super fucking low. I lost a ton of respect for Cyborg, thanks to Teen Titans Go. Which is a shame, because I still remember memorable moments, like, him, like, talking to Raven about, like, how, her her abilities would involve splitting her soul into like the objects that she's moving, so she could perfectly understand like how like the loss of his car truly affected him and all that.
Yeah.
Or like how he had to like basically comfort Starfire about the fact that she was dealing with a racist. And I see this like mature character, and all I can think is this really what these fuckers did with him?
It's a comedy, you're not supposed to think too hard on it. It's only trying to make you laugh. People say the same for Family Guy.
I'm just... There's a reason why I don't think about it.
I mean, I watched the movie in the theater.
Like, the only parts of Teen Titans Go I'll ever acknowledge are basically the moments that I can look at and think, oh, that's actually pretty worthwhile. So things like the movie and certain like episodes, but outside of that, I'm just never gonna like think about that show. I don't even know if it's still going. I just don't want to.
It's still going. It's been 10 years.
God, there's gonna be an entire generation of kids who grew up on that show and think that that's the superior version.
Yeah.
To be fair though, to be fair to Teen Titans Go.
The 03 version does air on the cable network.
No. To be fair to them, it could be worse.
It could be worse. It could be Powerpuff Girls 2016. That show was...
No. It could be the Teen Titans live action show.
Oh yeah, that's 100% worse.
Because there are people who, like, view those characters as definitive. Like, what? No! I don't care how much you like this show, but I'm never gonna fucking accept a CW version of Titans as, like, an actual thing that should be, like, respected. I don't even know what's on CW. All I know is
it's
that...
on maps.
All I know is that everything, like, about it is just the antithesis towards my opinions on comics.
I did not go to sleep. How'd you not know?
Other than that, the other big shows from Cartoon Network I fucked with.
What was the other show that you like? It could have been worse. Powerpuff Girls.
Powerpuff Girls 2016.
I'll say this: there's only one positive opinion. Well, two positive opinions I have on that show.
What?
One, it's not that CW live action show that they were planning on making.
That's been permanently axed.
Yeah. And two, it made people look at Powerpuff Girls Z and start thinking more positively about it.
Z?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, the anime.
Yeah. Because I enjoyed the anime. I found it when I was growing up, and I enjoyed it a lot.
And you have
Favorite is down for Buttercup from the anime, by the way.
Do you think I'm reckless?
Other than that, the other Cartoon Network shows I fucked with were also not even Cartoon Network produced shows. They were like Teen Titans. Because it's this. There was Star Wars: The Clone Wars, which was my show growing up.
What's this?
I watched every episode as it premiered,
The organization was
and also this a pretty good show called Lego Ninjago. I thought that was peak back in the day,
However,
and now the kids will never experience the tension of theorizing who the Green Ninja is.
The shows that I grew up watching like regularly in Cartoon Network were things like Teen Titans, Billy and Mandy, Courage the Cowardly Dog.
They were
Um,
to give themselves protection from being devoured
One-
by others.
I feel like I'm forgetting a show right about now.
Ben 10.
No, we've gone over those shows. I don't want to have to acknowledge it again.
I won't run from the dark.
Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Yeah, that might be it. Yeah, actually it is, yeah. I enjoyed Foster's a lot growing up.
Finish your business.
No, wait! Conan Kid 64! That's what I was forgetting!
Yeah,
Let's go.
hit that store. I enjoyed that show.
Oh, and Ed, and Eddie, obviously.
I never liked that one.
Well, I did.
I enjoyed Kid Next Door though. It was pretty good. It wasn't good. Alright. Well,
But
other than that,
He said this card will draw Ansem out.
Don't worry.
oh yeah, Total Drama and 16. Those are the shows I'm thinking of.
my sister's been watching Total Drama,
I've got to face him alone.
and I asked her, what do you think of it? And she's like, it's Damon Room's quite good.
But I do need
And I'm like,
a favor. If Ansem is the victor, he's going to enslave me. If that happens, use your powers to destroy.
I'll be right there to save you.
Huh? No, that's not it. I want you to destroy.
No way. No matter what happens,
sorry, fella, I don't kill.
I'm here to help you. I promise you that. Unless you don't believe
Oh yeah,
I'm going for
the FTC fucking lost. I briefly touched upon this when we were with Kevin.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to at least acknowledge it. But the FTC fucking lost.
I'm not gonna lose.
Hard.
No.
They gave up.
Thanks.
The UK is actually changing their minds and now listening to Microsoft for once. And Sony has finally caved in and signed this Call of Duty contract for 10 years. And get this, it's only Call of Duty. Not Call of Duty guaranteed. Every other Activision Blizzard game may go Xbox exclusive. Meanwhile, Nintendo can get all the Activision Blizzard games as well. I think. So in the end, Sony fought, and they ended up getting a worse deal. Irony at its finest. There's a lesson to be learned from this. Shut the fuck up.
The lesson here is
Don't bitch. If you're in the lead. So, I don't. If you're in the lead, don't bitch about actually having to compete with someone. Well, I don't know how to like phrase it, but
I think the true lesson at the end of the day here is Cartoon Network is always the best network. Fuck you.
anyway, I see you for oh wow, 1-4. This is next episode of the last one.
Yeah, probably.
Finally, I can dunk my head in water. And just before I go out of town, too. Wow.